hate puppies.
It's good. It's good.
It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Flood Zone. Is that what it's called?
Putting a pool in
Out front. Front yard pool.
in the street
The ultimate flex.
for everybody.
That's how you do it. Haven't we talked about that? The ultimate flex is the front yard pool.
Throw a filter in there, and that water looks a little muddy.
Titty bit.
Not bringing back the bar from the 90s in Richmond, right? The flood zone.
The flood zone.
That which I immediately thought of when I said it, and I was like, I do love that place. Yeah. Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, everybody.
Our younger people will know it as Have a Nice Day Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it turned into.
That's right.
And the people younger than that will know it as the parking lot.
Yes.
Yep.
Or now I think it's a building now.
Yeah, but it's like some
Yeah.
business or some shit. The only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems. Hopefully, helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend.
And cheering Dave up.
And for cheering Dave up, this is the episode where we are going to do everything in our power to cheer Dave up.
Sorry about your dog, dude.
Stop making eye contact.
Dave
Ran
is-
over his dog, I think.
something happened
Yeah.
because he is
Demure.
no. Demure sounds nice. I don't know what this is. Are you upset about the water main out front of my house leaking?
It's a little concerning. Do you have water?
I do, but I did just for the moment. I literally just told all the kids to shower up and got them showered up. I said, if you want water, fill them up now. You may not have water in a bit. I was standing outside with my neighbor a few hours ago. Well,
An hour ago.
I look outside. This is like before the choir concert. I look outside and I see my neighbor and his son standing there, staring down at the ground, doing the kind of stupid stare that only men are
Dads,
capable
yeah.
of. You know, well, one of them's a
If we
college
look
kid.
at it long enough,
It's like watching paint dry.
we look at it long enough, it'll fix itself.
And that was the look. I was
Yeah.
like, what's going on over here? And I was thinking to myself,
I want to be part of this.
I was like, is it a snake? Are there rabbits? Like, what are we?
Is it a kitten?
There was something. Yeah. Ooh, could it be the kitten I'm looking for? You could just see, though, two men staring down. Every once in a while, turning to each other, speaking, going back to staring down. And I was like, oh, it seems like they're doing guy stuff.
Did you insert yourself?
I did.
Of course.
Awkwardly. Well, I figured
It's the only way you insert yourself in anything.
that's very true. I never do it as awesome as some of the videos I watch. It's always a little more awkward. It's like, look over there. Oh,
Gotcha.
I got you, bitch. No, so yeah, I had to go out to get my daughter actually. So I was like backing out of the driveway and I turned around and I was like, what's going on? And then it became very obvious as I saw just the river down one side of the street. And I was like, oh. I was like, where do you guys think that's coming from? You know, like small talk guys.
The sky?
They're like, seems to be over around here. I'm like, that's very exciting. That's like that guy moment. And then I was like,
Throw up the deuces and just punch it out of there.
Yeah, then
No.
your brain's like, mission accomplished. See you guys later.
Yeah.
no, I definitely
Looks like a you problem.
I definitely pointed at some stuff,
Yeah.
made my observations, probably the same ones they'd already made with each other. Then another man came out because he could smell the blood in the water that we're all doing man shit. And he's like, hey, what do you guys got there? And I'm like, appears to be a water main, Dave. Look at that. Awesome. Then we pointed. I said what I said. I said, I'll be back. I got to go get my daughter. And I took off. And sure enough, I came back and guys are still standing there. I was
Yeah.
like, yes.
You didn't miss anything.
No. We talked a little more until the rain made us go in. Nothing makes you run from water like rain. You don't want above water. You want down water.
That's right.
But now, that's what I was telling you guys. I was like, yeah, you may want to carpool or something for tonight's episode. Because sure enough, as soon as I saw a dump truck pulled down and then just park at the end of my street and no other vehicles were here, no other equipment, I was like, somebody going to build a hole because that thing was full of rocks. The
I like
dump
how
truck
Brendan's
was-
like telling the three of us to carpool. Like we aren't coming from three different directions totally.
Not by each other at all.
I didn't know if you guys would like park out on the street, drive one in. I don't know. Just trying to help you out.
I parked right where that
bulldozer needs to load up.
I saw that.
I put a little further down.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I knew I was in trouble though when the first truck to show up was full of rocks.
It's right in front of your like driveway too. It's on the other side of the street.
Yeah, like
Directly
if you went
across.
straight out of your driveway, you would end up in that massive hole full of
Yeah.
water.
Is that where the people were standing?
Funny how that works.
Precisely. Oh yeah, we
I
had
just wanted to
narrowed
see
it.
if they were accurate.
Yeah.
We had narrowed it to 5 feet. My neighbor cut off his water and it kept going. I was like, that's not your water. I wouldn't think. I mean, I guess you do want to know. Like, if it's busted on past the cutoff, it is
It's
your
in the
problem.
street. It's not yours. I can tell you that.
So the interesting thing about this is I was talking to my neighbor over here, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this is the main line that feeds the entire neighborhood."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" She was like, "No, it's literally buried right here. That's why we have the easement." I was like, "Oh, shit. That means if they can't get this right, we got to shut down the neighborhood for a little bit while we get it right."
Yeah, but it'll be middle of the night. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Could be worse.
Yeah, you could live next to it where all the lights are on so they can get it done in the middle of the night.
Yeah, exactly.
They're jackhammering at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh, it's going to be sweet. I'm going to get my popcorn. I'm going to come out of here half buzzed. Hey, guys, you look like you use a hand.
No, you got to be like, hey, guys, you look like you could use some supervision.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Because you're not going to pick up a shovel.
a supervisor.
Yeah.
That's what they want. You look like you could use somebody to
You guys need
second guess everything you do.
You guys need an audience.
That'd be good.
That'll help you work faster.
Could offer back rubs. They'd appreciate that.
I'm good.
I'm sure they've assumed it after seeing the Miata.
Right.
Before they got here, because I feared they might be steel-toed men, I put them out under the cover. Let them assume it's a Porsche. You know, the cover screams Porsche.
Yeah, it does. Hey, I got some exciting news from a fellow or former third micer. The Abacus reached out to us.
Once a third mic, always no.
So he was listening to, I guess it would be 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about the amount of delis and rankings and all that stuff. So he ran some numbers, so I'm sure they're spot on.
Of course.
Well, it's the Abacus, right?
Yeah.
No, isn't he the same one who keeps track of all the delis?
Yeah,
that we
he
do?
keeps track of all the delis.
Hasn't that not been updated in like? So
Well-
wouldn't these numbers be old?
It sounds like this is what he says. He says since y'all were asking on the last pod, the overall beer average is 3.096. Now that is taking Brendan, Troy, Ely, Stu, and Dave scores. I guess that's the
People that do it the most.
people that do it the most. Yeah. So I think we had said
I think that's
2.5
because
to
he hasn't
3.5.
done one since Adam.
probably.
He hasn't updated the sheet.
He also says in 96 beers of the 400 and some beers or drinks have been 3.5 or higher. So about 25% are delis, which is better than the estimated 10%. He said, still missing a few episodes here and there. I need to go back into the archives and update. So thought those numbers.
So hold on. He said it was higher than a 3.5.
Yeah.
3.5 or higher.
Damn.
So
So he said
quarter.
3.5 or higher.
Yeah.
But a 3.5
I
is
feel like there's a lot of 3.5s.
because the 3.5 requires four in the room. 3.5.
But I think back in the day, we're counting all 3.5s as delis.
That's why I'm willing to. I'd like him to run the numbers again. Run the fucking numbers again.
Because I don't think a one out of every 4 beers has been a deli.
But that's what I'm saying. There's zero chance. I think
Maybe, was it maybe in the first few years there was more delis when you were first doing it and there was less options out there? Do you think you had more like, oh, this beer's good?
I think
but
we might have been a
now-
little more forgiving.
Right. Now we've got a lot more beers. You've been doing this forever, so you're a little more critical.
So did he go
Yeah.
back and listen to episodes, the first deli episode?
Dude.
9 years
There
ago?
was a time where we were like on
He
the
was a
podcast.
lifelong listener. Like he started listening really early,
I thought he started listening once it got in the magazine.
He did.
but that was early.
Yeah.
Oh, it was early?
Yeah.
Pretty early on in our career. Because
Gotcha.
we were trying really hard on account of give a fuck. You ever had give a fuck?
No.
It's a weird feeling.
This
Well,
Dave doesn't know anything about that.
No.
Everybody
I got
starts
that.
here with it,
Yeah.
and then we
Absolutely.
choke it right out of them
And I
real
think
quick.
we've
Like,
officially choked it out of Dave.
yeah,
He's got that don't gene now.
Yeah.
And when you get the don't mixed with your give a fuck,
bad recipe.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I like that. I do find it interesting though. Like the 3.5, since we've changed the rules a little bit, like now you kind of have to retroactively go back and tweak some of those numbers.
I still think a 3.5, no matter how many people give it, is a deli.
Yeah, does everyone like it? That makes sense.
Can't do that
it's
with
a
one person.
3.5.
That's well over half.
Can't have a solo
point.
deli.
But I mean, look at that. By
No
three
one
and a
does
half, by 3.5, you've got 25% of the beers.
Yeah, if you pull
as a
out those
deli.
3.5s and look at those ones that eke out a 3.6, I bet the number goes down closer to
Probably.
10
like-
to 15%.
Probably
big-
between 15 and 20. Yeah,
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but yeah.
I think it changes it though.
for sure.
A little bit.
Well, yeah, it's gonna change it.
But definitely, it would be interesting to see like first 5 years compared to like the past 4, because it seems like a lot.
We probably gotten a little stickier with
Right.
it.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Because it definitely seems since I've been coming on here and there the past few years, it's definitely a lot harder to get a deli.
You
now.
don't get a deli. No one gets a deli.
Yeah, it's a lot
Unless
harder. now.
Dave gives him a deli and he doesn't give him
No,
one.
he does not.
He didn't mention like how many like 1.5s and lower we had, because that would have been kind of
Yeah, that would be
too.
interesting because there's been some really bad beers. I think I've been here for a couple of them, and it's just really bad.
Like, how many can we not finish?
Right, exactly. So that brings up a good point. Do you think that some of the how you talk about not caring now, and how long you've been doing this? Did you ever go through a phase where you thought maybe every other week, like instead of every week, would be better for you all, so that you're not like trying to
you
squeeze
think we
it in?
care more if we did it every
Right,
other
like
week?
instead
Yeah.
of 4 episodes a month, you did like 1 or 2, like 2 probably. But do you think that would have?
that's like
made
if
something
you-
I
different?
don't think that would change the amount we care.
No.
And we've also kind of always thought that if you don't do it weekly, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's
like
true.
It's like
'cause
the
if-
first time you don't play Wordle with your friends. You're like,
I never
just
played
had
Wordle.
just had to skip this day.
Yeah.
Before you know it.
That's what I'm saying. I think if you stop, if you don't do it weekly, you just don't do it.
We always said content was king too. Like, even if the shows aren't the best, you're getting a new show every week. And I think our diehard listeners do care about a show every week.
Yeah, I mean, I always enjoyed that. I just didn't know if you
Yeah.
ever talked about that.
You'll never believe what just happened in my house.
What happened?
Water went out.
There's no water.
What? Is everybody freaking out?
Now the panic. I've been kicking around the
Yeah,
house.
you've been telling everybody for the past
Shower
couple
up,
hours.
do your thing, and I just had to wash my face with ice cubes, which means you're wasting our ice cubes.
Yeah.
the last best.
The last of the water.
Yeah.
Tell them the fish tank's open.
Yeah, that's what. Look, what I do. I filled the fish tank with
Yeah.
water. I filled the dog bowl. I filled up 2 cups of water for me. Paul revered all around the house and said, "The water's coming off. The
Yeah.
water's coming off."
You're going to the store later to get gallons of water.
Yeah, now they're all fucking
yeah.
panicked. No chance.
Oh,
It's like you live with a bunch of women.
Yeah.
It's almost like I.
Yeah.
But
At
I'm
least you
not.
got the dogs. The dogs are boys.
Yeah, and I
Well,
filled
they
their,
used to be.
I filled their water. Well, one of them used to be. One of them's old one nut. I'm not buying it. I'm not having it. He's not impressive to me.
No, I do think if we ever got to where we were not going to do 4 episodes, we just hang it up.
Yep.
I think then I'd release maybe 1 a year.
Yeah.
Big follow up. Have we got some stories for you? And you'll still hear about what I did this
That week. Yeah.
because I won't remember anything.
No.
I can go back to listen to podcasts and I'm like, I did what?
I listened to a dozen podcasts, and I've listened to 100, probably 100 different podcasts, and Brendan's turned me on to some smaller ones. And whenever they
Brendan
start
turns you on?
yes, and to podcasts.
To smaller ones.
Yeah. Not the bigger ones. Not even the average ones. But you do notice when they stop doing it every week.
That's
It doesn't take long after that to fall off. They're all like, what we're going to do is we're going to get better and we're going to focus. And then it's like,
No,
hey, whatever happened to those guys? Like, I never hear about them anymore.
they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
At all. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, we're not going down that road.
No.
So let's just quit.
Yeah, no. When we quit, it'll be fucking like you
cold
won't
turkey.
even
Boom.
know it happened.
Yeah, we probably won't even do like a farewell tour.
Fuck no, you're here in the farewell tour.
Yeah.
We've been on the farewell tour since just before COVID.
I think when I first started listening, you all were talking about stopping.
We were at like 5 years.
Was
when
it
we
just
first-
before COVID when we first started?
Yeah,
it was
that would
summer of
check out.
19. Summer of 19 is when
Yeah.
I met Troy. And
Summer of
yep.
19 is when we decided we were going to hang it up. And then
Once we-
fucking
I think our 5 year, we were like, let's just get the 5 years.
yeah. And then the Chinese got so upset.
China.
It was a little. There's a listener in Wuhan, and his name was Dave the Bat. I believe is what they called him. But he was there. Now, also strangely, really highly regarded scientist. So you take that what you want. I don't know. Was he into bats or science? I don't know. But he did it
We've
to
only
keep us on the air.
we've only missed 1 week, maybe 2 in 10 years.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks in 10 years. Yeah. And both of them because we literally couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like tragic reasons.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
But I mean, I know, Brendan, you've only ever missed what, 1-2 episodes?
One.
I think one. Yeah.
Just the one, because I was here for that one. And I know, Troy, you
Yep.
had to miss here and there for vacations and stuff, but
Yeah, I probably missed
maybe
5.
5.
Yeah,
somewhere around
y'all
there.
owe me a fucking couple months off. You guys just run this.
That'll
thing
be
out.
when we end
Yeah,
it.
that will be.
That
when
will
it's
definitely
over.
be when it's over.
But at least then I can always blame you.
You can't have Brendan
Yeah, and we'll
Kennedy and
blame you.
friends
The
without
three
him.
of us will blame you.
Brendan had friends. That's right. Stupid Chat GPT. What did it say? So we were looking on Chat GPT and we were
Dave,
asking.
No, we never talked about that.
Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
we-
get Dave
no,
to
we
perk up
teased
on
it
this
last
topic.
episode.
Yeah, maybe Dave will perk up on this topic because that really made him happy for a few
Yeah, it
days.
did.
It was pretty funny.
It was fucking hilarious.
We just got a smile out of Dave.
The best part about it was Chat
Dave's here?
GPT. You would ask him like,
Tell me
well,
about. and
tell me about so and so on the podcast, and they'd be like,
Yeah, what were the questions, Dave?
Well, apparently it doesn't keep, but
You didn't
it
screenshot
doesn't. But I remember they thought
It's in
Adam,
our chat,
Adam was
so if
a
you go to
wild.
back-
Yeah,
to our
I'm going to
chat.
the chat right now.
Adam was a bit of a wild card.
Yeah.
Never knew.
Hosted by BK and a rotating cast of friends. So
Rotating,
it's-
rotating,
it's not-
right from jump, right from jump. When
It's pretty smart.
when ChatGPT ran
See,
all them
that's what
ones
you
and
get
zeros.
for missing 5 episodes, Troy, over
exactly.
10 years.
Yeah, they ran
means
all
you-
them numbers and went.
You've been on like 500 episodes.
Brendan's never considered me as an original cast member anyway. So
Yeah, you started 2 weeks later.
yeah,
That's
That was my favorite part of all of it. Reading through all of it, that was the line that just I kept laughing about the whole time. Was that it was Brendan Kennedy in a
Rotating
rotating cast of friends.
But I
Yep.
was so impressed by that. I'm like, oh, because I remember the conversation we had where you said GPT didn't know anything about it and you were training it. So I'm like, oh, this sounds like they're talking about casual conversations and beer reviews and guest appearances and humor and relatability and blah blah. I mean, it had since with over 500 episodes since its launch in 2015. Like
there
it
we
had-
go. Look
yeah,
at it
it
go.
had all this.
ChatGPT's pulling it off.
So then I was like, let's see how accurate it is. And I wrote, tell me about Dave.
Of course you did. You egomaniac.
Number 2 question. And I was shocked at how accurate it was. It was
Accurate like a horoscope's accurate, right?
Dave is a recurring voice on Inside the on the podcast, contributing
gave up on the title there.
Jeez.
contributing his unique humor and storytelling to the show's laid-back, beer-fueled conversations. While not listed as one of the primary hosts, Dave frequently appears in episodes sharing personal anecdotes and engaging in the group's lighthearted banter. I'm like, yeah. And then it said something like, yeah. It's like, listeners like that he blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's right. The listeners do like that. Yeah.
I love that stuff.
So then I was like, well, tell me about Troy. And it was talking about how Troy brings levity to everyone and keeps everyone in line. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so right. It was right about me as well. And then I was like, well, tell me about Stu. And that's where things went a little sideways. It talked about his quick wit and humor and
ChatGPT is the worst. It knows absolutely nothing.
I did it too.
Stu is a prominent and entertaining voice on the Inside the Pallet House podcast, frequently contributing his unique perspectives and humor to the show's discussion. Known for his engaging storytelling and candid takes on everyday topics, Stu has become a favorite amongst listeners.
Wow.
And it keeps going.
Yeah.
I won't read the whole thing. So then I was like, all right, this is weird. I'm like, well,
That's what that was your
So
first
Dave's like
indication.
lawyer mind's like, let me get after this thing. Like, let me try
Yeah.
to
You hadn't
trick it.
you hadn't asked Troy yet before that?
No, I
he-
did Troy.
Oh, you did
Yeah.
Troy. Okay.
Yeah. Then so then I was like, well, Adam has such a small sample
Yeah.
size, so I do what about Adam? And it just prints out this like 5-paragraph long
Did you
thing.
ever ask what it thought of me?
No. 'Cause I knew it was led by you.
Yeah.
But it,
I
was led
already
by
gotten
me.
sidetracked by then.
But it was led by me a long time ago.
I think I did that. And the funny thing when I did it was at the end of each blurb for a person, which was really small for like anybody but you two, it would give a couple episodes of like, oh, you can learn more about him in this episode.
No.
Where like for him, I mean, you can guess it was like
then it- but then
Dave's
it
Horror
had-
Castle
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Dave gets his wish.
But then it has real stuff. One episode, Spring Break, highlights Stu's reputation as the king of travel, living what the host described as the ultimate first world life. The episode delves into
That's okay. That's
That's
accurate.
impressive.
So I'm like, man. So then I'd go, what about Adam? And it gave a very horoscopic, like it took what highlights it had for me, Troy, and Stu, and put them in
Put them all
for
into me.
Adam.
Uh-huh.
Didn't give any specifics. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with this GPT. And I said, what about Bart? I didn't think that there was any Bart that had ever been a guest.
You are correct. There's
there's
never
not.
been a Bart.
So I said, so what about Bart? And another 3 paragraphs about Bart, who's a member of the Inside the Pallet House podcast team. While he may not be a primary host, his involvement is evident through his participation in events like the M4K Richmond Charity Fundraiser,
Oh, smart choice to go
Nice.
with. Like he must be one of the rabble.
Yeah.
Yep.
where he contributed as part of the podcast team. The podcast feed, that's general.
It's doing a pretty good
it did pretty
hallucination,
good.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it pulled some bullshit out. Didn't he say Bart was actually like the most liked member?
Yeah, this new one that I'm doing on the fly is way shorter than the one.
The
that I
last one said
screenshotted.
something about that he was
Adam might have it in the chat.
For who?
For Bart.
for Bart.
It said,
Oh,
it said something like he was one of the favorites, fan favorite or
yeah,
something.
fan favorite
right.
and all that. I was like, come on, Bart's a dick.
All right, I've got it here. Let's see. And then, it's funny. Here's how the text went. I said,
I can't believe no one looked me up. This is gonna bother me.
I think I did on mine. I'm trying to find it.
I said, I was starting to believe ChatGPT. I sent the Brendan and me. So I was starting to believe ChatGPT, but then this, and I showed the Stu one, and then I said, dreams crushed because I threw it a curveball, and that's when I threw in Bart, and it said, Bart on Inside the Pallet House is a unique and entertaining personality who adds a lot of flavor to the mix. Here's what he typically brings to the podcast. Number 1, the life of the party.
the life of the party, Bart.
Yeah.
Bart.
Classic Bart.
Bart is often the energy spark of the group. He's fun-loving, a bit of a wild card. and
Yeah.
isn't afraid to take a joke too far or embrace the chaos.
Wow. Bart.
Number 2, he's outspoken and bold. 3, he's the guy who's not afraid to challenge others. And
Yeah.
I won't read all that, but Bart is definitely more out there than some of the other hosts, adding a bold, louder take on everything.
And see, I did one, and once it got past you and Troy, there wasn't basically, it was all kind of made up stuff. But for you and Troy, gave like about 4 paragraphs each of like different stuff in there.
Good. That's what I like
Yeah.
to see. ChatGPT is getting stronger and still hallucinating like a motherfucker.
Now, I did get a listener recently and sent me a text that just started listening to the show.
Oh.
And I'll see, what can I read? It said,
What can I read? What
said,
did you skip?
well, no, nothing. It's just, I just don't want to give away who it was. I don't think they want to be on, but it said, I've been digging ITPH. Thanks for sharing. As you know, Troy is the man. That was confirmed by somebody that had met him.
Whoever wrote this is a genius.
Yep. And it says, Brendan can get annoying, but you need him to set the stage so
There
that
you
Troy
go.
can cook.
There you go. Look at
This
this.
sounds
And
like
loves
a
Dave's
base-
loves Dave's comments and still waiting for me to show up because he hadn't listened to the episode with me.
This,
Ah,
this
well,
has
there
to
you
be
go.
a baseball dad.
Nope.
What?
Nope, just some other cocksucker.
Introduce him to me.
I know who this is,
Yeah. Well, no.
or I met them.
I think so.
Okay, nice.
Nah, they're the coolest.
They're obviously awesome.
Obviously, they're just powered by ChatGPT, a reptilian brain with a chip in it.
You've
all
heard
I'm
of all
hearing.
the lawyers getting busted using ChatGPT like 2
I
years
have
ago?
not.
No.
You hadn't heard that? No. Oh, it was a huge deal.
I know kids in my kids' school are
Well,
getting
yeah,
busted.
for sure.
Well, so speaking of hallucinations, ChatGPT cannot pick out case law, and so it makes them up.
Oh,
And so
snap.
some
I can
lawyer,
Has anyone ever cited something that's not
yes,
real?
no, it's a huge deal. It was
Yes.
some like airline case. I mean, multi-million-dollar airline case, and these lawyers sent in a brief that not only lacked logic, but also cited like Jones versus U.S. Air, 1987, and had a quote
And it was all made up.
all made up by ChatGPT.
I love that.
Whoa,
And they're like, there's precedence here. There's precedence.
And so I just recently saw an article like last week that the My Pillow guys lawyers just got busted for doing the exact same thing
Wow.
in their whatever voting machine case.
Well, because here's the problem: like, you don't know what it's learning from other people just going on there and making stuff up, right? Because people could just go on there and be like,
Well, sometimes
saying,
it just fills gaps. Like,
Right.
it's like, I know this and I know this, but I don't understand how to get there. And it just says what it thinks makes sense based on whatever input showed up. And it's glad to hallucinate so as long as it can get to its next spot.
Yeah, my fear is that it's pulling a bunch of shit from Reddit, and then you're like, oof.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's pulling stuff
Reddit
from
would
stuff
be an
that's not
upgrade
true.
for some of the sites it could be pulling from.
So there's a big, that's part of the reason why they're like OpenAI is making deals with known publishers and known producers of real content that can be sourced and cited. Because the internet, while it started as one thing, where it is today is it's kind of been designed for the least common denominator.
Right.
Like, you're not reading scientific papers. You're on BuzzFeed. Like, here's 15 people who farted so hard they blew out their asshole. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, exciting.
So my great grandfather went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your great great grandmother, which was awkward.
They were ahead of the game.
Way ahead of the game. And I'm psyched for them, honestly. Like, at the time,
The headstone was weird though.
it's got hair that just blows back. But yeah, so unfortunately, it's pulling from all this information, and most of the information is designed to drive traffic and drive clicks and not be informative and educational. So now OpenAI at least is partnering with these massive publishers, and the publishers are like, I don't want you stealing my content for free to power your engines. So they're like, all right, we'll give you a deal, but then once we own it, and you can no longer sue for it. So the question is, are the publishers selling too early for too little? Should they have held out? Or if you don't get on board now, will it already have enough information that it no longer needs new publishers? So is this the best deal in the game?
Or do you want to give out your true information for a discount as opposed to being overridden by some fake bullshit because you didn't offer up your
So
facts?
it's like there's so much push and pull on this particular topic, and they don't know what to do. But a lot of them are selling out. And why do you sell out? And I'm starting to figure it out. It's
Money.
because it's because not only that, but it is money. But not only is it that you're trying to make a better Chat GPT. So like, they're not altruistic. They're not giving this information to OpenAI for the betterment of man. It's because if you give me your OpenAI software, then I can play with it and I can understand it, and it can help me to sell ad space better and more effectively than anybody else.
Yeah.
Which means the ads on my page will actually be more productive, which means people will want to come to me. So I'll become more valuable. Now I can pay my writers more There's actually a dark backside of this that has to use AI. It's kind of brilliant.
It reminds me of the Bombas and Tom's model, where it's like, buy a pair of our shoes or socks and we will give a pair away. And people like love that. So they're like, are all into it. But if you go look at the prices of their stuff, like they could afford to do that without the price hikes, but they like the price on those socks and shoes are so ridiculous. Like, and it's just driving more purchases, and you think you're doing better, but you're just making them richer.
I would like those companies to give me the option, those that have already had that in place, where I can put a pair of socks on a homeless person in wherever, or just keep the price the way it was before the tariff. Mm-hmm. Give me that option, and I'll never be sending a pair. So just be like, tariff paid, tariff paid. Then it's like I don't have to feel a price hike.
Yeah.
I want all those philanthropic.
Yeah, but then you don't get
help me
to
out.
proudly rock your Toms or your Bombas and let everybody know that you're a hero because someone else somewhere allegedly got a free pair of socks or shoes. Who even knows? Like, who's checking that shit?
I see a lot of 1990s Buffalo Bills championship jerseys on people in foreign countries,
Yeah.
but I never see them in Bombas too.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who's getting these socks.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, these people don't have jobs, and it's all their kids.
Yeah.
It's like, here you go. Hey, they didn't have jobs.
They didn't need any more shoes, so we gave them stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we left the tea out. No, we've been buying stock for our families. You fucks.
But yeah, who polices that stuff? Like,
don't
there's
know.
a gaming commission that goes around and makes sure like casinos are paying out what they should be paying out, whatever they deem fair. But like, is there a sock guy going around like you said you shipped 100 cases over to Zimbabwe? Let me go over there and check the ledger and make sure you actually
Well,
pass
plus
this
they're
stuff
writing
out.
it all off in their taxes for like
course.
charitable donations.
Yeah.
So it's like a double dip there.
It absolutely is. Just give me my socks.
And that's why it's always out of country too. It's
Yeah,
never
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
country. They're not providing for the homeless and the hurting here in the U.S. It's always somewhere else.
They should give me two pairs of socks for my price. And on the honor system, the next time I see a homeless dude, I'll
Since you
hand
trusted
him a
them for
pair.
years,
Yeah.
they should trust you for years.
That's what I'm saying. How about we play this trust game the other way?
Yeah.
Because then I can, when I do pull up at a light and that dude's in the median, I can be like, you know what? I am going to make eye contact and roll down the windows for the first time in years. Have some socks.
And it won't
You
hurt.
don't have enough time to take your shoes off.
No, I have to keep my socks. It's an honor system.
That's why I think though the M4K and those ones that are doing local fundraising
Yes.
and that goes to your community are so important.
Yeah.
To like back those kind of ones instead
Yeah.
of those big ones that are going
And
to wherever else.
Those quality socks will feel good when he hums them back at you in your car and you can't duck out of the way.
Because no Oxy dealers taking socks for pills right now.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Because those Oxy dealers were the first ones to get all the socks.
Yeah. Hey, man, I got 10 pairs of Bombas. How much crack can I get for this?
I was honestly sitting around. This is fucking horrible. I was taking a shower the other day and I started thinking about blood diamonds. And I'm like literally like showering and thinking about blood diamonds. And I was like, I wish I could buy a diamond and it came with a certificate and it was like, this dude died in the process of getting your diamond.
You would want that?
So I could
So
be
you could
like,
tell your wife like somebody died for this diamond.
yeah, like you got to fucking honor this marriage
Yeah.
because Johanna fucking died for this fucking diamond. And that dude had a family.
Yeah.
And like, you're not, you should brag about Johanna to everybody when you see, look at my diamond. A man died. Like it's only half a carat, but
I think a woman would care.
I just think it's almost more valuable. Blood diamonds are more valuable than lab grown diamonds.
I think all of them are equally valueless.
Precisely until you know that a soul has been trapped in one. I know it's fucked up. And I was sitting in the shower and I was like, you're a real piece of shit.
Yeah, that's correct. That's
You had a little
you had the
battle in
right
your
thought.
head going on, didn't you?
I did. And I was like,
Yeah.
don't bring that up on the podcast. 'cause
You're
you
already
get canceled.
You're already
One
sitting
beer in,
in a
you're bringing it
shower
up.
letting clean water just run down the drain.
I can already tell
And-
that Brendan does not like homegrown marijuana.
Why would I not?
You like cartel marijuana. No, it just means more.
Yeah.
Actually, totally the opposite. I feel like it was much harder to grow that shit. Yeah, I'd rather have Billy Bob's. I've got one plant. I'm like way more scarce.
See, that doesn't even make any sense based
Yeah.
on your previous thing. You should appreciate
You
a lab
can't
grown.
taste the blood on it.
I don't want cartel weed.
You know how many rectums this joint traveled before it got to you? Is that way more romantic?
Now you're starting to sell me. You're
only smoke the finest joint rectums.
It's like
Yes.
it's like Jefferson's Oceans. You have Carlos and
Yeah,
anuses.
that's right.
I don't know. It's just
What
the-
year is that one?
Ooh,
Vintage.
This one was on JetBlue.
This one crossed the Gulf before it was.
It's like the
Gulf of
watching
America.
Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
It's like it's a Rolex, but it's more valuable.
But it is more valuable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Been in his ass
Yeah, for like 2 years.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable hunk of metal.
Yeah.
And now I present it to you.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, if you got the
Thanks for the anus watch.
if you got your certificate saying the diamond, and you just knew, like, oh boy, this went through some shit.
I've
There's been
always
a handful of
it's-
deaths.
It's always boggled my mind, the whole diamond thing, in that like most women, actually, let's just say, all women cannot tell the difference between a cubic zirconian, a diamond, or blood diamond, or lab grown diamond. None of them care.
No.
They
care.
They care what the price is. But even if you bought a bad diamond, but you paid a ridiculous amount, they would be more impressed than buying.
I think I could have bought a diamond that had some discoloration, some marks. We'd gotten a deal, and if it was big, I think that would have been more impressive.
Yeah.
I think size.
Well, and because there's a cost. too.
Some women like cost, some women like size. Some women like size and cost.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Like, I know my wife,
But they
didn't wanna
wouldn't
have-
want a big one if it's like, because don't they have to get certified? They wouldn't want it like with a bad score or however they grade it, a bad grade.
Yeah, isn't it worth more if a couple people died? Like, what if the grade went up? Like, if they were like, well,
They're like, it's a C, but 2 people died, so now it's a B plus.
so what should have been a $4,000 diamond is about $6,000.
Yeah,
Then, like,
maybe.
boom. That's why we want them check marks in that box. Boom, boom.
I don't get it.
The
It's
fifth
weird.
C
The fit. See,
corpse.
Clarity. What is it? Carrot,
color.
color, and corpses.
That's right. There you go.
That's what's up.
Well done, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, Dave got one.
Coming back in.
What is it? How many C?
The fifth C.
Cut. It's the fifth C.
Yeah, just put the fifth C because that'd be a good name. The letter C, not SEA.
Oh no, I wrote it as a letter C.
Okay.
That's going to be one of those on Sunday. I'm going to come out here and go.
What?
Yeah, the C. I feel like I've seen that movie. That's where everything's all sloppy by the fifth C.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I just wish it was on my. I don't know how many. I don't know. I know the cut. I know the color. I know the clarity.
We just named it.
No, I'm saying on my on my
like-
wife's diamond, I don't have that fifth C. I don't know what the score is.
You know the score for the rest of them?
Yeah.
How do they grade it? Is it a score? Is it 1 to 100? Is it A through F? Like
It's called number letters.
letters?
No, it's all
A, B, C.
all different.
Well, I know the color was an
Cut
A.
is a name. Color
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
letter. Clarity is
a-
different letters.
But what letter? Like
It's like D through whatever on down.
a lot of it you can't even see, so you put it under a jeweler's loop anyway.
Well, there's visible to the eye and then not visible to the eye. So you want to run it all the way to not visible to the eye. Then underneath the microscope, they're like, nope, not a B.
No, there you go into flawless and included and semi-flawless.
You done your
Yeah,
research.
you've done a lot, Dave.
I do a lot. Well, it brings me back.
Well,
to,
you do research on everything.
yeah, ChatGPT. I first tested it because I'm interested in a certain car that's 20 years old, and I've researched the hell out of it, and I know all the issues, the common, and I asked ChatGPT, and in 4 seconds it spit them out like very accurately, and that's when I took it to the pallet house test, which it failed.
Which it found.
Or nailed.
I remember it used to get to the point, you were probably this way too. I could read a certificate for a diamond and literally never look at the diamond. I could just know because I can look at many diamonds and I'm like, they're all very pretty. But the certificate was way more accurate. I'd be like, it had to be a certain cut, certain clarity, certain color, all of which were just to the point of not visible to the naked eye.
Yeah.
And you're
long as
saying all this as a mouthpiece for your wife. You
No.
you don't care about any of it.
This is how to make sure that she couldn't find any flaws.
Yeah.
Like I was like, it has to be that good. So I went to BlueNile.com.
So she
when I was
told you
looking.
she told you her specs, what she wanted.
No, apparently I completely failed this. The other night she let out that she doesn't actually like her ring.
Wow.
Oh.
That's harsh.
Yeah, it turns out. 'cause
Ouch.
I was like, someone was like, I like that that's traditional. She's like, well, I'm not traditional.
I don't like what it
He
represents.
She goes, yeah, and I said, 4 people died, and she
I
said,
used to like it.
My apologies. No,
That's-
she literally dropped that. She goes, I don't want traditional. I always wanted an oval or a pear. And I was like,
Wow.
and I was like, I didn't know that. And she's like, oh, I made that. I'd mentioned
Oh,
that.
she had told you that?
She's like, I mentioned that many times. She's like, you chose to go traditional.
Yeah.
You knew what was best. I was like, wow, that's been hanging in there for a
Man.
while.
Yeah.
You could have said no.
Well, there's
I mean,
your,
yeah,
there's your
you-
body count. That's one corpse.
That's one. That's one.
Your soul left your body.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, yeah, she could have kept that to herself.
It was just someone was asking her and she just answered their
I
question.
don't know. My wife says she likes what I gave her, but I gave her a custom ring from 3 diamonds of my mother's grandmother's and great grandmother's.
Well, you kind of have to like that.
But I mean,
There's
she
3
might,
corpses.
but she
3
might,
C's.
but she might not like it. But she would never. But my wife would never tell me.
No, absolutely not.
No.
But like knowing your wife, Brendan, like I would have before I bought anything, I would have had her see it. I would have had her sign off on it because she definitely is that type where like you want to make it right.
I think they're
But you're also the guy who you think you know most everything.
Oh, I'm sure there was conversations about this.
Yeah.
I'm sure of that.
And you didn't take the input.
Oh, I'm sure there were times where she was like, either would be fine.
Yeah.
She can be very open-minded and then very closed-minded. I'm sure I latched
Well, no,
on.
that's not like most women to say one thing and when they mean another.
That never happens.
Do you want to finish the
The look Brendan just shot me across the bar. I was like, wait, what? What bizarro land am I in right now?
What's going
Like,
on right now?
All right. So you guys are fucking with me. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
more
yeah,
sense.
yeah. That was
I was like, zoinks. So fucking confused.
yeah, because that happens a lot.
Okay. I was like, y'all motherfuckers are living with the coolest women of all time.
Or no women.
Yeah, there's your cheat code.
I just want to know Brendan's thought process to get to blood diamonds while showering.
Well, he was done. He was in his refractory period.
I don't know how I got there. I wasn't even at home. I was in Pinehurst. I was in the shower. I was just working
With
through some
hanging
stuff.
with your boys.
Yeah.
Thinking about
Nice.
diamonds.
Yeah.
And I was in
Who's
the
the lucky
shower.
fella?
Yeah.
None.
He's like, my next wife's diamond's going to be badass. I'm going to get her an oval.
Like 10 people are going to die
Actually,
for this
he
diamond.
just had this thought like a week after he was told that the diamond he thought he picked out was great. Was
Oh, was it after the conversation?
yes.
Well, yes. I mean, technically speaking, it's every conversation.
There we go.
But this comment was made over a month ago, and then this thought just crept into my head 2
Yeah,
days
it's
ago.
living back there.
Yeah, it is. It's been living in the back of your head for a month.
Oh God, you think that's all tied together? So like, I need to kill a bitch and get a diamond. It's like I don't understand. Like I feel, yeah. Is it worth more?
Maybe she would like it if someone died for it.
Yeah.
It would have. Maybe I just tell her someone died for it.
My next wife will like this diamond when I give it to her.
Yeah, no one died for that diamond, and now it turns out
Maybe.
it's not
You don't
round
know.
enough. I don't know.
You
You
don't
didn't
know.
ask the right questions back
That's
then.
what's
Yeah.
frustrating. What if I do have a couple C's?
Yeah. There
Good
you
to
go.
know.
Yeah.
Then
So
she-
Do some research.
You were in Pinehurst?
yeah, but it's deli time, so
Oh.
Deli time.
story's
We'll
over.
tease the, which one are we doing?
Oh, yeah. Which one do you want to do, Brendan? You get your choice.
The shandy's a guaranteed deli for the most part. So I say we skip the shandy and go for the fail and save the shandy for the next time.
So do you know why I picked that one? Not the shandy, the other one, that one.
Oh, the summer kitten?
Yeah.
Oh. I do. I've got an update on the kitten. I got
Y'all
home.
want whole ones? How many should I pull out? 3?
I mean, yeah, we want whole ones.
I mean, these are big cans. I can pour out some for one of you guys.
These look awesome, dude. Yeah, so I got an update on the kitten. So I went by and I was like pointing to the house, and my wife was like, "I actually know who lives in that house." She's like, and he goes to the gym. Like, I'll holler at him. So she spoke to the dude who has the cat, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's like the neighborhood cat. Like apparently there's 5 of them, and this is one of the kittens." And he's like, this dude lets it in his house.
Uh-oh.
I was like, it's spoken for. Someone's already got my street cat.
Dude, we are drinking Kittens Summer Ale.
Yes, kitten summer ale, fat orange cat.
And it's got a badass label on it.
It's a bunch of cats.
It's a
playing
cartoon
baseball.
group of cats in baseball uniforms. It's called the Fat Orange Cat.
There's one dude on here just grubbing a hot dog. even though he's
American
supposed to
Pale
be
Wheat
playing.
Ale with citrus, 5% alcohol. Now on the can it doesn't have any QC right up, so we'll have to.
Have to look it up.
Is Kobayashi Cat up on here? Oh yeah, he's eating that hot dog sideways.
Yeah, dude, he's getting after it. I like that.
FOC is on their jerseys for Fat Orange Cat.
So I was
Where the hell is this brewery?
Kitten Summer Ale.
That's what I'm trying to look it up right now. But I was walking around because after last week buying a beer that had already been done, I was trying to find something completely off the wall that I was pretty sure hadn't been done. So I grabbed 2. When I saw this one, I was like, I doubt that they've done this one. And after the Orange Cat conversation from last week, I was like, I had to pick this one. Plus, Troy and I love baseball. So
Yep.
I figured.
It's literally the fat orange cat. I mean, it's the perfect. I can't believe you pulled that off. That's brilliant. Brewed and canned by Fat Orange Cat Brewing Company, North Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, so Fat Orange Cat is the brewer.
It's the brewery.
The Kitten Summer Ale is the beer.
That's right. I made sure I didn't pick Virginia beers either. So there's one Connecticut, and then the other one, and there's from Iowa, I think.
Ew.
I don't know.
What? I hate it when a beer can't read.
So you know this place, every beer has a fucking feline theme. Right?
I'm sure. But that's an interesting angle. You don't see that a lot.
Ooh, okay. That's what's up.
American Pale Wheat Ale. A pale wheat ale.
Yeah, what does that mean? A pale
That is-
wheat ale.
I don't know.
I don't know if I've ever had a pale wheat ale.
I've never even heard of it.
Had a wheat ale and a pale ale.
Definitely.
Got a very citrusy nose on it.
So instead of an
PWA.
IPA, it's
A PWA?
yeah.
I'll tell you,
AWA.
it's a weird beer.
It's very strange.
Like, it's a weird beer.
Some sips I'm like, it's pretty good. Other sips I'm like, I don't
Every
like
once
this.
in a while, I have a sip and I go, "What's that metallic, shitty aftertaste?" And then I have
Yes.
it- and then I
Yeah.
have another one.
Definitely got a little metallic in
Yep.
it.
But then sometimes you'll have a sip and you'll go, "Oh, there's no metallic aftertaste. It's just orange," and it's like good. It literally cuts both ways. This is a weird beer.
It's more IPA than wheat beer, in my. It's more pale ale than wheat.
I'd go the other way.
Yeah, same.
That's what makes this such a weird beer. You would literally classify it as a pale ale. I'd classify it as a wheat beer. How many beers can screw you up like that?
That's a curveball.
That is a real weird beer.
It's like not a good pale ale and a bad wheat beer.
Yes.
But it's a good orange beer.
Right.
It
does.
definitely does.
When you get the swing of
orange.
orange, it's really good.
Yeah.
It
it's a
has
gr-
redeeming qualities, but if you try to fit it in one of these categories, it doesn't. It
No, it
fails.
would fail in both categories.
Yeah.
It's like
But if
the gladiator of beers. It's not a pickup truck. It's not a Jeep.
So Brendan loves it.
Yes.
I'll go first. I love it. It is the gladiator of beers. I honestly don't know if I love it. I'm really confused about this beer.
I don't hate it.
I know I like it. but I
Yeah.
just
Will
don't know
you
if I love it.
will you buy it? Will you order it at a restaurant?
if I was at Fat Orange Cat, I would 100% get it on draft.
I bet draft would be really good.
I got a bad feeling that whatever metallic flavor is
from the
fucking
can.
it up is from the can.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because this beer is got a lot of potential.
It's a cool beer to buy to give to someone because of the can. It's got a cool can.
I would say as far as a summer ale goes, it's very, very different. I'm gonna have a hard time giving it a 4.
It's not 4 worthy.
No, I have a hard time giving it a 4.
The price wasn't bad on either because for a 4-pack, I think it was like $9.99. These are like the taller ones too.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time giving it a 3 because it's better than average. 2.5 being average, it's certainly better than that. It's got that awesome orange flavor.
I feel like when I stirred it up a little bit, it got rid of it.
Got better?
A little bit of the metallic stuff went away.
Could have been sitting too long.
It actually does.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is going to go right down Lee's universe here. I'm going to be giving that a 3.5. I love the orange flavor. I love how easy drinking it is. Can's super dope. It looks like some old 1970s Fritz the Cat.
Yeah, it
type
does.
Animation.
It really does.
Like Fritz the Cat was out there banging. He was
Yep.
doing weird shit. I respect the Fritz the Cat. I just like it. I like the orange flavor. I like how refreshing it is. I hate how it is as a pale ale, and I'm disappointed at how it is as a wheat beer. But as an orange beer, I enjoy the shit out of it. 3.5.
I'll go next. Quick and easy. I don't have anything else to add, but it's not a 3.5. It's above average. It's a 3.
There you go.
I'll go next. I'm split. Like,
Orange Zin with it.
because I'm
Oh, he's doing it. You do it. That's what the
door is open.
That's what made it happen.
I feel like 3 is too low. I feel like a 3 is too low, but I feel like a 3.5 is too high. So I'm gonna err on the side of being low because it doesn't blow me away. It's just not. I mean, Dave's already given it a 3, so it's not gonna get a deli. But like, I just can't think of just my score being a deli, low tier deli. It's just not deli worthy.
Right.
So I'm gonna go 3. This is where I'd like to give it a 3.25, but
I was wondering if we should start adding those, but 10 years in, you can't.
no.
I think usually it nets around where it should be by the end. Yeah, I think a lot of what you guys say is very similar to what I'm thinking. I did feel that once I swirled it around, it got rid of a lot of that metallic flavor because those first couple swigs, that metallic flavor was really bad.
Yeah,
but
then it like subtly went away.
Yeah, and then it kind of goes away. And then when it's mostly orange, like I said, the orange is fantastic. It's really, really good. And the can's pretty cool. Love baseball. The cats are funny. I kind of in the same boat as you all. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the 3.5, so it nets right at that 3.25.
That's pretty fitting.
Right on cue.
Yep.
We did it again, boys.
Yeah.
We solved nothing.
No, I think that tells people something.
It tells them something.
Would you recommend it?
To someone with scurvy.
If somebody likes orange beer, yeah, I mean, likes that orange flavor, yeah.
If somebody's like, I love Blue Moons, I'd be like, and they're like, I'm trying to get into IPAs or something. Yeah, there is a time and a place where I would absolutely recommend this. I'd be like, you got to go try that.
Okay.
I bet you pour this in a glass with like an orange over the summer, and maybe that's too much orange, but like,
I don't know. I just put in one of them citrus zins.
and it's good. This would be good, like hot day. You sit down, drink one of
The
these,
best.
ice cold.
It's really good.
I'm not gonna lie though, I was hoping you were gonna pick the other one, since I won't be here next time probably.
Calculated reason for that. A shandy is inherently half the booze. And if the next episode goes down the way I think it will, there'll be a lot of liquor here. And so when it comes deli time, I'm not going to want anything with an 8.
Oh, I figured the liquor would be the deli.
Yeah, but I figure probably still need a deli, need some content.
We need more.
More. That was my logic there.
Yeah.
Erred on the side of if we need a deli, I want low ABV.
Yeah.
Thinking ahead.
That's fair. I would just like to be here for a deli at some point.
Oh, you've never been with a winning beer?
It's been a long time. Maybe once.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Oh, I saw something tougher than that.
Troy?
I've seen some. No, I was in.
That's right.
I went to Pinehurst this past week, which is very interesting for a Pinehurst trip. We never played a Pinehurst course. So everyone was like, it's a Pinehurst trip. And I was like, it's adjacent to Pinehurst trip.
Why do you call it a Pinehurst trip then?
Because we were staying
In Pinehurst.
0.9 miles from.
Yeah, but Pinehurst isn't just the courses down there. Pinehurst is an area.
Is what the
Yeah.
locals there
The
would tell
address
you.
is called
Right.
Pinehurst.
That makes
Yes.
sense.
The locals would tell you that it's much more than the course. The
Out of
course would tell you there's nothing more than us.
It's like
Yeah.
when you go to Radford and you tell people it's near Blacksburg,
Yeah.
near Virginia Tech.
That's how Brendan likes to describe where Radford is. I've heard that many times.
Bradford's past Virginia Tech
Depends which direction you're coming from.
from here.
It's past.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say I still haven't been to Radford, and I'm gonna be near Virginia. I'm gonna be at Virginia Tech, so I was gonna maybe swing by there.
Oh,
But-
I've
you're
never
gonna
been there either.
You're going to be really close to college there.
in Radford?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, they have a college? Oh, okay.
It's a university.
Oh, like Southern New Hampshire?
Yeah, Troy.
Was it a university when you went there?
Yes.
Like, is it always? Well, no, I'm not doing that to be funny. Cause like I went to Longwood when we were at Longwood.
It was a college.
It was a college. It's like it was
it
after
was a
we left.
university.
Okay.
It became a university after they let guys in.
See, it took Longwood.
We were a reverse-
30 years to become a university after they let guys in.
Well, you guys have let
Less
guys
than
in?
20.
Was it 20?
Yeah, because they started letting guys in
70s.
79, and then they became a university in like 98 or 99.
No, because I graduated in 99 and wasn't a university yet. So 20 plus. A little over 20.
Wikipedia that shit.
I love watching two Longwood guys
Yeah.
argue with each other.
Yeah,
Literally
Longwood.
just goes
I
in
love that two
circles.
Longwood guys were just raking the Radford guy over the coals.
I'm not making fun of his school.
No.
I'm making fun of his mental handicap about geography.
Yeah. Well, you, well, you have to go up to Radford from here.
I'm quietly having a very bad episode. I'm having a very
It's
bad
pretty loud.
time.
We hear it.
Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm having fun, guys. I'm glad we're out here. There's no water in my house.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's like Longwood. Just piss in a bucket.
There's no water down in Farmville.
No, it's horrible. Or in Pinehurst, apparently. No, we had an interesting trip to Pinehurst. We're Pinehurst adjacent. I could walk to Pinehurst Clubhouse, but never played a Pinehurst course. There's 11 courses in total that Pinehurst own, all within.
So why didn't you go play one of those?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Because they're like,
Well, there's like
$400 a.
There's like
Oh,
60
cost.
courses down there or something.
It is one of those spots.
Like there in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's become a little mecca. Like it's become its own thing. But Pinehurst proper has gotten. We used to play Pinehurst courses, but now they're like, if you don't stay on our resort, they keep building more places to house bodies.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you're not staying on our resort, then you don't get.
So it's kind of like a pub, like a private.
They're making it that way.
Yeah.
But you can become a member for a weekend.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
by staying there for at least 2 nights, and then you can.
That's
get
your
on the boat.
membership. Yeah.
That's right.
But you
And
still
then
have to pay
there-
for the rounds of golf, I assume. Even if
Oh,
you
yeah.
stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah.
start, well, they have a par 3 there called the Cradle.
I think they have some courses that are
Relatively.
play
yeah.
that are affordable that are a couple $100.
That's right. And then you've got 2 is like the one that
Two's like impossible to even get on.
10's the new one they just opened and apparently is nicer than 2.
Two's the historic one that U.S. Open's always at.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then you've got like 4 and 6 are special in their
Yeah, I
own
think I
way.
knew 6 was-
I've played 5. 5 runs along townhomes. And I'm like, yay. I'm at Pinehurst.
Yeah.
Like, look at me go.
Now, was this the Ryder Cup that you guys do, or is this a different trip?
No, this is like these dudes golf. And that was great because I brought my A game.
Yeah?
It's fucking, those courses are hard.
Yeah.
Courses are hard.
Yeah.
And we had one. I will stand by this one course that we played. This was weird. Now it's 45 minutes outside of Pinehurst, which was interesting because we had an 8 a.m. tee time and a
Smart.
2 a.m. bedtime. because we're drinking,
Yeah.
hanging out, doing our thing. They had one of those ring games, on the string
Oh yeah.
out on the deck.
Some gambling coming
Dude,
into play.
It's literally, I threw 1,000 rings and got quite good at it.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Once you
awesome.
figure it out, like you can almost get it every time.
No, then we're doing trick shots. We're like around, like you throw one and have it go all the way around the room and then hook.
Yeah.
When you can start getting that kind of shit, you've been standing out there too long. But we played a place called Tot Hill Farm. I don't know anything about Tot Hill Farm, but a couple of people I know that are like big golfers who were like, "Oh, you're going to Pinehurst?" And like, "Nah, I'm not. We're doing this, this, and this." When you say Tot Hill Farm, you see like they kind of eyes light up. And then when we were in the town of Pinehurst, it's the only course I've ever heard people go, "Oh, hey, you're gonna have fun out there." And now I know why. They found a way to take. This is gonna sound worse than it is. They found a way to take like a mini golf idea and a really, really awesome course, like golf course idea, and kind of bring them together. And what I mean by that is like
Windmills.
There was a theme throughout the whole day that is really unique. You feel like you're in like a Western kind of place. Like they have like horse tie-ups at every, like when you go to the tee box, there'll be like a hitching post.
So it's like a themed golf course, like a putt would be, but
Kind
that's
of.
like a
real
Western themed golf course.
Yeah, but certainly not lame. The boulders that they have everywhere. There were holes where you'd pull up and you're like, "Where's the tee box?" And then you see stairs going in between giant boulders and rocks. And like you walk up there and then boom, you're on this huge tee box that's looking down and fucking birds and stuff just swirling. And you're like, this is rad.
Yeah.
Like this is really cool.
That's really cool.
There was a par 3 where I'm hitting off of the tee box and there's a waterfall behind the actual green.
Nice.
And then coming down into the stream that creates the water hazard. And it's like little things like that where it's
Yeah.
like visually, you're like, this is amazing. I mean, it blew my mind.
How much did that one cost? It seems like that would be expensive to like set all that up and
It was
maintain it.
$150. Like not that bad. Apparently,
Is that one of the ones that I think I've seen one of the guys like show pictures of where like the cart path like carves in and out of stuff and like
Yeah. The
You're
whole
like,
time.
yeah.
You're just visually blown away. I didn't see a house for the first 9 holes. Now, the back 9, they allowed like some just mansions.
Yeah.
Because these people want to look out their yard and look at this
see that.
Western
Right, yeah.
wildscape. And it's like, there's ones where you feel like you're going up a mountain. There's other ones you feel like you're coming down a mountain. There's other ones where there's just a valley in between the ledge you're on and the ledge you're going to. And somehow it's fun.
that sounds pretty
That's really neat.
The carts have to park up here and you have to walk down these old rickety stairs through all the shit. And it's actually a forgiving course if you learn how to play it, like huge banked walls at the back of it. So I
Yeah.
would just go, well, I'll just club up and fuck up and
Yeah.
crush it. And then it would just roll back down. And be like, all right. And it was weird because somehow the good golfers would get pissed off by it. They'd roll off the green. And if you suck at golf like me and you scald one and it rolls up on there and then uses the backdrop, it's perfection.
I don't know why I had this thought a week or so ago about golf. Like they should make a real easy course where like the green funnels into the
Kind of help you out a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, this one's the opposite. This was pissing some people off. And I realized that I'm just built for mini golf. Because the greens were so difficult that I'd be like, oh, you just got to go up that way and then have it come down
I mean,
this
the more
way.
complicated that you can make it, the better it is for you.
It seems to help me.
You were Happy Gilmore up in that thing.
Yeah, it was odd. I actually played a really good round of golf on that particular course, but I've been taken back by golf courses, but not like that. It really
Sounds pretty cool.
I really enjoyed that. Like the whole time, I felt like I was a million miles away.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But tell me, y'all, this crew had to have some crazy story with it.
There were some stories. I had one guy tell me this isn't a fucking major miscalculation. There was a dude who did a 10-day juice cleanse.
Oh no. Before this?
Day 10 was the day before, so he was still doing a juice cleanse. He woke up in the morning and then headed off with us.
And this guy wasn't you.
No.
Brendan does 3
I just
days.
wanted to make sure.
3 day. 3 day. And he was explaining to me that I'm not killing cancer cells because I didn't do the 10 day, which I get.
Got a point. I mean, that's science.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, he had goop crystals in his ass. He was doing the whole thing.
40s in.
Yeah.
It was amazing to watch a guy go from like Gandhi clean. Like he's the
To
cleanest.
just ingesting toxins left and right.
And then you're watching him and you're like, dude, how are you doing with this? And you can see the food hit him in a way where he's like, because his first food was like a hot dog.
It's just like it was like a gut bomb.
His second food was pizza and wings. It's like, there was nothing.
Oh, feels so good.
Dude, I watched the life go out of his eyes.
Yeah.
The beer was happening. He's putting down the beers. He's putting down the bad food. And I look over at one time and he's looking at you and you know he doesn't see you.
Yeah. He's just staring right through you.
It's the opposite of you can like become enlightened if you cleanse and keep meditating. And then he came out of enlightenment and went to whatever the opposite is.
He just undid all the 10 days of hard work
It was wild to see.
in 24 hours.
Or
There
is
was-
that just holding your diarrhea in?
I don't know. There was one point this dude was in my room and
Yeah, he was.
so I was on an air mattress. That was fine.
Yeah, you were.
We were talking about blood diamonds.
Yep.
That is the shower in that little room. But
He was washing my back.
there was one point where we woke up the next day and
Yeah,
the
you
guy
did.
who'd been on the 10-day cleanse, the other guy in the room was like, yeah, dude,
There's three of you in there.
you were puking last night. And the guy's like, I was absolutely not. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. The other guy's like, 100%. I heard you heaving violently into the toilet last night. And he's like, I think I would remember that. And I'm thinking to myself, his eyes were totally dead.
Yeah.
He'd had 5 beers. That was way more than enough after a 10-day juice cleanse.
He
He ate
could
all
have
that
been-
food. I think he combed it out.
To Dave's point, he could have been puking out of his butt.
Ironically, the other guy was like, I woke up at 5 a.m. and just started shitting and sweating on the toilet. I had none of these experiences. I was taking like tapered turds.
Nice.
Like, hey, all right, because I'm built for it, man.
You paced yourself.
I'm built for this.
You're
Yeah.
on a 10-day beer cleanse.
Yep.
I've been training. I've
Yeah.
been training hard. Yeah, it was that. So that was a little interesting. Dude wasn't even aware that he might have thrown up.
How was he the next day?
He would be fine as soon as like he'd have his water again.
Yeah.
His coffee, some bone broth.
But then did he start like,
Oh, it was all downhill.
Yeah, all
He would-
down-
he
every
would-
day.
He would peak in the morning like,
Oh,
"Aha,
that sucks.
I'm good." And then his body would be like, "Why are you doing this? We just got rid of all of this, and now you're just putting it in." He's like, "Nitrates." It was.
Do you have any credit card roulette stories?
I refused to play credit card roulette, and that really pissed people off.
Yeah.
Is that the first time?
It was one of them. I just so there was this one day that everyone wanted to play credit card roulette, and I had just come fresh off of 18 holes, picking up at double par and shot a 132.
Ooh. Jeez.
is that one of those courses where the high score is better?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I
you
dominate.
crushed.
So
Modified Stableford
Yeah.
system.
there's another guy who has the exact same handicap as me, and I bet
Wheelchair?
I bet him
One
20 bucks that I would beat him because we like grudge match and we're always within a couple strokes. He beat me by 19 strokes.
Wow.
It was unbelievable.
So
And
you
then-
did have your A game.
Yeah. And
I don't know what that A stands for.
they're all
Autism.
they're all asking me to play credit card roulette, and I was like,
You've been taking L's all day.
Yeah.
I was like, I've literally been taking L's all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all day long, and then I'm betting on basketball, and they're losing. Everything's losing, and they're like credit card roulette. I was like, I don't think today's the day
Yeah.
for me to do it.
There's a 100% chance you would have lost that.
100%.
100. Actually, you would have lost twice somehow.
Yeah.
Like it would have been crazy.
I saw the
They'd be
writing
like double
on
or
the wall.
nothing.
Yeah.
No, I saw that one coming. I said, I think I'm good, guys.
So did
Yeah.
you kill the whole credit card roulette for the
Yeah,
rest
then
of the
everybody
game?
back out.
Apparently, then they were like, well, if he's not doing it, then I'm not doing it. And then I'm just getting just
railed
ridiculed.
that
Yeah,
point.
they were.
That's
furious.
bullshit to put that on you because if there's 7 other guys, it would have been the same.
Well, especially if you just shot a 132. Like
Yeah.
the guy that
leave
had
me
the
be.
worst score of the day, and by far, you
Yeah.
just leave him alone.
Leave me be.
Let's kick Brendan some
Yeah.
more. He's already
Yeah.
laid out in the fetal position.
Yeah.
It was not my day.
Yeah.
His wife just told him that she didn't like her diamond ring.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
jeez. I mean, L's left and right.
Yeah.
God, I'm taking a lot of L's right now.
Shouldn't laugh at that. the tone in your voice really.
Well, I'm a little
Got me.
defeated.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of L's lately.
Well, and for you, like, you spin L's into W's. Like,
Yeah,
that's
what you do.
like,
More often than not.
especially when it comes to losing money and stuff like that. That's not you're just like, yeah, well, yeah, I lost that. But the next one I'm hitting
It's gonna
for
even out in the
sure.
end.
Yeah, I had a feeling that water hadn't even found its level
Oh,
yet.
did y'all the Derby was this weekend? Did y'all lay
Oh, did
some
you
money
bet on
down
the
on
Derby?
that?
Hell yeah, I put some money down.
You
Nice.
lost.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
lost.
you did.
Did anybody win?
Yeah, the White Knight.
Yeah, he always does.
No, White Knight. We all drew names out of a hat or numbers out of a hat.
Oh, so y'all didn't like go on FanDuel or anything?
Oh no! So it turns out in North Carolina you can't place bets on horses.
Weird.
You can place bets on everything
Sports
else,
and stuff, but not horses.
but not horses. It's different. So I actually had to go out of my way to contact degenerates I know here
To put in bets
and
for
get
you.
them to put in bets. So I haven't even paid off all my debts.
Ugh.
I still owe debts.
So y'all just did like 8 numbers and everybody drew a random number?
Until we ran out of numbers.
Yeah.
But then there were a couple left over and those were they would go to the bar tab if
Yeah.
that's how it worked. But yeah, unfortunately,
And then White Knight won.
White Knight.
Usually he's good with bets because he has some insight, but even without that, he won.
Yeah, he's just got that.
He's just that lucky dude.
just got that horseshoe up his ass. And I'm not mad at that.
No, some people just have it.
Someone's got to have it. Someone's got to
I
not.
know who doesn't have it.
Me too.
I know a couple people that don't have it.
Yeah, well, I know one of them really well.
You know
I
yourself.
Call me old 132.
Yeah.
The guy
was
with
talking
no
to my-
water in his house right now.
That's right.
Now he's catching dry L's.
Oh, I know.
And dry L's suck.
You
Yeah.
go to a house full of women that are just mad about no water.
Like it's your fault.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not going to get to wash my face either. Or brush my teeth. Well, brushing my teeth could suck. No, I filled up a bunch of cups
Yeah.
of water like a grown up.
You don't need a gallon of water to brush your teeth.
No, just a couple little.
You know
couple
that
drops.
water has been consumed before you get back in the house. Oh, you have it out
Not
here?
one of them. Not one of them. Look, I did turn quick to look around. I was like, oh, boy. Not sure about that. Yeah, but Pinehurst.
I'll leave this with you.
Oh, there you go.
Is that an Anheuser-Busch water?
What is that?
That's worth its weight in gold.
When Anheuser-Busch rolls into FEMA territory, they drop Anheuser-Busch water.
Canned
branded
water.
Canned water.
Really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. Like,
And it's good water.
Is it?
It's the king of water.
That's right. They beechwood age that
That's
water.
right. Beechwood aged water.
I know of no other process more expensive.
Yeah, to make water.
Yeah. It's the good stuff. It's very good. That's probably what they were selling at Pinehurst. Because
Yeah.
everything there is expensive. And the food in Pinehurst, I don't know what people, the food sucks.
Really?
Yeah.
I've gone back, I have worked my way through that menu now like 5 years running. And I'm like, this food is average. It's not bad, but it's not good.
It's not worth the price.
No.
Is this in the clubhouse?
At the, the main bar that sits out over the 18th hole of 2.
Is it because it's just pub food?
They try to elevate it. There's tuna and shit on that menu. It's just not. I've never heard anybody go, oh my God, you got to try this. It's never come up. And all the time I've been doing this. And get it. There's some dive bar.
That's
called-
where y'all sit in that bar and watch the guys come down the 18 and
Yeah.
choke.
Gamble on them.
Yeah.
That's a ton of fun. And the whole place erupts and screams. I love that.
Did it again this year?
Yeah, it's actually like one of the highlights of the trip is just sitting there. In fact, the whole reason you want to play too is to come down that 18th and see if you can nut up and from 100 yards out put it on the green. Because if so, everyone's going to
Get
start
it-
cheering.
everybody's cheering
And then
for
if you hit that big putt, Everyone's going to, and you know that money changed hands.
What course is that? Which were the Pinehurst courses? That's the big one.
Deuce.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the big one. But they're really pushing the Cradle right now. So the Cradle is their par 3 course.
How many rounds of golf did y'all play?
Just 3. But like, so the Cradle is their par 3 course, and they like encourage you not to even wear shoes. They're like, don't even worry about it. Like, if you want to go barefoot, go barefoot. Like, they really try to make it like this amateur vibe over there.
Did y'all play it?
No, I want to. I keep pushing that we should. And now they have like big Airstream trailers that are bars, and they just got to set them up
Nice.
out there. And so it's become like a drinking fest.
Yeah.
And
That
everyone
sounds
just-
like right up y'all's alley.
yeah, they'll let you, if you got 8 dudes, they'll go, you guys want to all play at the same time?
That's cool.
And that way everyone can just go off and then go find your ball and play. Like, that sounds like a lot of fun to me, that
Yeah.
they're trying to make it this party on the green, you know? And it's right there at that clubhouse too.
That's cool.
Yeah, and now they're promoting it. Like, half the gear in the shop has the C on it with the little, the little kid who like is, I don't know if you know the Pinehurst
Yeah,
logo.
the Pinehurst little boy swinging the club,
He's a little, and he's got his clubs and like,
Yeah.
he's cool. Well,
wearing like overalls or
in the
something.
Cradle, he's just sleeping in it with his clubs. He's just napping in the sea. And it's kind of a cool logo.
Did you buy any gear?
No, because I didn't play it. I refused. People were going in there buying stuff, and I'm like, I will buy Pinehurst because I've played a Pinehurst course.
Right. Yeah.
But like, I won't buy. People have hats that say like the Deuce.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
like,
if
"But
you don't play it,
didn't
you
play
shouldn't
it."
buy it.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't know if I was in their pro shop, I'd buy something.
but you'd buy something that says Pinehurst
Right.
because that's okay.
But the Deuce sounds cool.
I know, and that's the problem. But until I play it, I don't want to like have it.
Yeah, I can.
There was a hat.
I wouldn't
there
wear
that
it. If
I
I-
wanted the
yeah.
Cradle hat so bad. I tried to convince
You wear
the
a
guys to
Masters
play.
hat?
I don't have a Masters
No,
hat.
but you would. You'd wear a Masters hat.
If I
Went. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing as going to Pinehurst.
Okay, I'm seeing the flaw.
You didn't play in the Masters.
What?
I haven't yet.
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 David left that off.
If I can shave 2 strokes off, I'm a 130.
I just get a couple of those putts to fall.
Would have changed everything.
Yeah.
I'm a Todd Hill guy. I played that. I bought a shirt there.
Nice.
That's what I'm doing. I put a sticker on the Yeti.
Nice.
It's official.
Yeah, it's official.
Next year, buy something you like. Don't hold yourself to these stupid standards.
Standards are all we got.
Yeah, but I just disprove you immediately.
Yes. Standards are weird.
They don't have to make sense. Logic doesn't have to be in there.
Logic's for nerds. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's like if I feel like I'm right, then I'm willing to make the argument. But
It's kind of weird though. It's kind of like the stupid ducking of Jeeps. Like I see on Facebook all the time, like people are doing it and getting mad, like if their Patriot doesn't get ducked, and I'm like, they're like, I drive a Jeep. It's like, no, you don't drive a Jeep.
But the whole duck thing is dumb to begin with.
Oh yeah, I mean it's awful. But like people be like, I'll drive a base model, whatever, and no one ever gives me ducks. It's like, yeah, your car sucks. And it's not. When people say you drive a Jeep, they think you mean a Wrangler.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah, that's the one people care about.
yeah.
if you had a license plate that said no ducks, do you think you'd get more ducks?
Have you gotten a duck on yours?
I've never gotten a duck on mine.
I see. I had that plan the other year. I couldn't sneak out.
Actually, I have. My neighbors ducked my Jeep sitting in my driveway, and my uncle's done it sitting in my driveway because they know I hate it. Like,
Okay, but
So that was the
doesn't
whole
count.
reason.
that
I was,
doesn't count. But I haven't been out somewhere and gotten a duck.
that's what I was going to do. Is at the Stash Bash 2 years ago, I had like 10 of them to go put out there, and I just never had a
nice.
chance to get out there and
That's
do it.
nice.
But see, my Jeep doesn't, since I don't have 40 of them across the dash and I don't have all the crap that most people that like ducks have. So most people, I think, know to steer away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the name on it. I don't have all the Amazon crap that you can buy. So I
ridiculous.
think people just know better. They're like, I'm not going to waste a duck on this
What
guy.
do you call them? Mall crawlers?
No,
What's it
that's what
called?
they're called. Yeah.
As much as people rightfully make fun of that, I've noticed that the new Bronco owners are trying to like.
There's a Bronco version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Is
like,
it ducks?
No, it's
No.
little horses.
Yeah. But it's like those people were like, those stupid Jeep people with their. Oh, horsey! Oh, fuck, this
Yeah.
is awesome!
Yeah.
What? They put like what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Yep.
can't we just? I get that it's a nice gesture. Like, I like your car, and I like anonymously told you that. But ducks are stupid.
Yes.
Yes.
Horses, are they like rubber?
I think it's the same.
Like tube horses?
yeah.
Are they tube horses?
So it's not like a briar horse.
Get them from Amazon for
Yeah.
50 cents each or whatever.
It's lame.
dumb.
Yep. It's
What's
dumb.
the world coming to? I remember when men were men.
Yep.
That was before our time.
Nah, now we got ducks.
Problem is, we were raised by those
Yeah,
men,
we were raised-
and then we were told, wrong.
Wrong.
You guys suck. It's like, wait, what?
That's right. Damn. Yeah. So do you think if I put 0 ducks or no ducks on my plate, I would get more ducks?
Well, it's already taken, I'm sure.
I don't know. I've never tried. I don't own a Jeep. It would be the next thing I'd look at
Yeah.
once I get a Jeep. But do you think it would make those people angry and they'd like go out of their way to duck you?
Probably not.
No.
Because they're pussies.
Not in Chesterfield.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, where are they so vehemently duck?
I don't know, probably like DuPont Circle.
Oh. Taking an angle.
Have you seen they make these little things you can buy to mount under your mirrors that look like a helicopter landing pad that says like place ducks here?
No.
Like, yeah, it's a thing, dude.
What?
It's over the top. They make special things to hang them. People tell you how to hang them in your Jeep windshield. Like, you can't even see half the people because they got so many stupid ducks in their dash.
Oh, I've seen them. It's
Yeah.
a badge of honor. It's gotten
Yeah.
to the point where if you can have ducks all the way across your dash,
You're cool.
Those people are buying their ducks, right?
No.
No, I would assume not.
You think that once you get one duck, you'll start getting ducked like
Oh
crazy?
yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
They attract each other.
Yeah.
What's the background behind that? Does anybody, like, why did that start?
During COVID, it was called Duck Duck Jeep.
But there was
Jesus.
a lady who
It was a
actually
lady.
did
Yeah.
it. And I can't remember her story. She had one and like,
And everyone was bored during COVID. And they're like, this is a great idea. And
Yeah.
it just went like wildfire.
So it's only 5 years old.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
and COVID came from ducks. It's the irony.
Was it duck?
But then like
Yeah.
the whole like you see more women driving Jeeps that are like tricked out, the quintessential mall crawler with
Yeah.
all the
Oh, yeah.
I call them farkles, all the extra crap on it. Like, it's just crazy.
Yep.
Worst time to ever own a Jeep.
You see them a lot up at the Little League fields.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, y'all know, like, when the weather's nice, that's when I drive by and I try to, like, take the top and doors off and stuff. The amount of Jeeps I see in beautiful weather, they don't have the windows rolled down.
I know.
I'm like, what are you
What's
people
the
doing?
point?
Like, it's nice out. The whole point is to ride around with the doors and top off. Otherwise, just get any other SUV.
Yeah.
And it'll outperform this brick of a fucking vehicle.
Yeah, because they're not the best cars.
That's
least
bouncing
aerodynamic
down the
vehicle
road.
ever.
It's crazy.
That's what makes them awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's why they were always cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
You hardly see you see those Broncos everywhere, and you hardly see doors off and tops
Never.
off of those.
Yeah, never.
Dude, I saw one the other day like that. No, and it took me
And,
aback.
and they look great.
Yeah, it
Do
took
they
me
look
aback.
good without them all? With them
Yeah.
all?
Yeah, it looked awesome, but it was like, oh, there it is. I knew it was possible.
Yeah.
It was like crazy that I hadn't seen it.
Even with their doors on, like the way their body line is, like it's just kind of flat across there. Like if you just take the top down and top
looks
off, like
good.
it just looks cool. It just looks like a tub.
They're weird
Or like
'cause
Jeep
they're like-
has the weird doors that kind of go up and down, and
Yeah.
they have the frames around them where like the Broncos have the glass that just go up into nothing.
The Bronco's arguably a better looking vehicle.
Well, it's weird. Sometimes you see the Broncos and it looks really good, and then other ones I see, I'm like, oh, that doesn't look so good. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
like different models or what, but some of them you look at and you're like, man, that's a cool looking car.
There is. It takes, you need a little bit bigger tire.
Well, they put that Bronco Sport out there, which is
Maybe
just-
that's the one I see that looks terrible.
that's
But
the
that
little
one-
turd looking one.
That's a
Like
Ford,
the Bronco 2.
That's a Ford Escape.
Yeah.
Just put a different grill.
Okay. Maybe that's the one I see, and I'm like, that doesn't look good.
It doesn't look right.
The Broncos have some cool trim models too.
Yeah.
which are like
I've
the
seen some
outer
out there that
banks
look
and
really
all
good.
that stuff.
Yeah. I like them.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
just-
I don't
They're
have a
just
hatred. for 'em.
crazy expensive.
That's the thing. They're just very expensive right now. So you just,
And the old ones are always better.
Oh, yeah.
I want that 90s Bronco. I want that OJ
The
Bronco.
K5 right? No, I'm thinking of
No.
the Blazer.
K5 was the Blazer, and that was
Yeah,
badass.
that's the one.
But that's actually the same
It's like the same thing.
time frame.
Yeah.
But I want that OJ Bronco.
Yeah, you
some-
do.
I mean, have you ever driven one of those?
No, I haven't.
Yep.
My dad had a.
It feels great in
My
there.
dad had the Dodge version of that, the Ram Charger.
You couldn't take the
Same
roof
concept.
off.
Yeah, you couldn't take the roof off.
Oh,
That was-
that's a dagger.
Yeah.
No, those old Broncos, man. When you sit in them, you feel like you're in a hell of a vehicle.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh yeah.
It's a big ass truck.
I'm trying to get Troy to buy one for his son. I think that'd be the coolest 16-year-old vehicle.
it is about the coolest,
Ever.
but it's
How much
not
would that
reliable.
cost though?
Nowadays,
right in his
way
price
more-
range.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they cost way more than they should.
I'm trying to buy a vehicle for my son
Yeah.
that he can't put a bunch of people in. So
Right.
that would not be a Bronco.
Yeah, that would not be a
A
Bronco.
lot of bad
Yeah.
mistakes can be made in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Get that boy a Bronco. You know, it's not even, you can't even get interrupted easy because it's just 2 doors.
Yeah. Tinted out windows in the
That's
back.
right.
Oh, I wouldn't do it any other way.
Just take the rear seat out, then he couldn't hold
There
any
you
more
go.
people.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because
exactly.
there's no way to
There
work
you
around that.
go.
We'll just
Nobody
put a
will ever
mattress
figure
back
that.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cover all our bases.
It's good. I can only drive one person.
Yeah.
I choose her.
Yep.
But we all need a ride. Shut up.
Yeah.
Be Grandpa Troy.
Yeah. Then it'll be no back seat, but a pregnant girl and 8 of his baseball playing buddies riding around with no seatbelts in the back of it.
Some rubber horsies on the dashboard.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. No rubbers.
Little OJ statue up there.
That's right.
Because you know about the laws, right?
Which law?
Like,
Can't kill people.
yeah. Certain people can. No, but like the new laws where you can't, if you're 16, you can't drive a bunch of kids around.
Oh, I
Like
think I
that
did
was
hear
that wasn't a law when
Yeah.
we
How
were
does
kids.
that work?
So basically, and I haven't read up on all of it because I still have a little bit of time, but basically, like if you're 16, you can carry one passenger with you, unless it's siblings, and you're like going to school or
So
something.
could we have siblings and then a rando?
See, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
that, but there's like, or if you're driving and an adult's with you, then you can have more kids. But basically, they're trying to prevent young kids, new drivers from piling, a third row vehicle full of kids and wrecking out and
Like
killing.
how we used to do.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
exactly what we did. I remember
Yeah.
being 18, teaching my brother and his friends how to drive when they were 16.
Yeah,
Yeah. And people sitting on laps and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was. Yeah. I the most people I've ever driven in a car was in a Civic Del Sol.
yeah.
Del Sol. You
when-
owned a Del Sol?
No,
I was like, that would make a lot of sense.
no, this girl did, but that's probably where my love of Del
yeah,
Sol
that's
started.
yeah.
That ride got weird. That was fun, but everyone piled on.
Everybody was touching.
Everybody was touching.
Yeah,
It got weird. I'm gonna leave this story be.
dude. We were in college, but like we were visiting a friend in Delaware in law school, and one of his roommates wasn't going out that night, and we wanted to go out in Philly. It was like a 40-minute drive or something. He had a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and we put 5 or 6 dudes in the 2 seats up front, and then me and another dude sat in the back.
Yeah.
We actually now I'm telling that story. I went with a fraternity group of fraternity brothers. We drove in like a Suburban from Richmond and Lake City with 5 dudes in the
Oh, yeah.
in the seats and 2 in the back.
And
Drove up there 6 hours, gambled for 12, and then drove 6 hours back. Didn't even stay the night.
24 hours
Just
away,
24 hours.
just rolling.
Yep.
And then one dude just didn't drink the whole time.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Good.
He was a pledge.
Responsibility.
Actually, I loved pledges.
Oh, they're
Like,
so great.
You know how you're getting hazed today, boy? You're not drinking.
I was
That's your hazing.
I was one that was driving home, and I was fine. And then as soon as I got behind the wheel, like 15 minutes in, I started nodding off,
Yeah.
and I had to pull over. And then like I couldn't fall asleep the rest of the way, and I caught so much shit the whole time
Because you didn't sleep.
Yeah,
What is it about when you're behind the wheel? Like,
Yeah.
in my normal life, there is no circumstance, maybe once, twice, ever, where I've been like nodding off, like,
Yeah.
But as soon as I get behind the wheel and I'm tired, you do that weird nod off thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you put me in shotgun, and I'll be like, Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk to you?
But I
What the hell?
was like, guys, I didn't want to wreck this Suburban full of dudes because I was falling asleep.
Yeah, you're being a real jerk.
Yeah.
Real jerk.
But yeah, that was a fun trip.
I don't like self-aware people.
But yeah,
driving
you
the
can't
car.
do that anymore. They frown upon that, which
Do
is a
frown
good
upon
thing.
it. Yeah.
Huh.
Probably smart.
No, I don't disagree with the rule. Just that would have sucked.
Yeah.
I'm glad now these kids have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm getting at? I didn't want that rule. I was doing cool shit.
Yeah.
But now it's needed. It's necessary now.
No, these kids are stupid.
Yeah.
They really
They can't
are.
be trusted.
I mean, most kids nowadays don't know anything about driving.
My daughter just passed her permit exam. I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah,
That
but
means
like,
she knows a lot about driving, though?
yeah.
I mean, she studied real hard, but she's asking a lot of questions. Like, what's
Yeah.
that sign? Okay.
What's that big red sign?
Because when I first put my son behind the wheel in the parking lot, that dude didn't know like how to start the car, didn't know anything. Like he just knew nothing.
My daughter the other day, I was like, why don't you just drive my 4Runner? And she's like, I don't know how to drive stick.
Well, that's acceptable.
No, I was in the automatic 4Runner. I was like, what are you talking about? She goes,
Yeah.
this is a stick shift. I go, it's not.
Yeah.
It's in drive.
Yeah.
Do you see me grabbing the stick and moving it around? She
Yeah.
was like, she thinks any car that has the stick
On
down
the floor,
here.
yeah.
So,
Not on the column.
yeah. So my wife's car has like a dial.
Yeah.
Yep.
You put it in a drive. So she assumes an automatic car has to have something else. But if there's a stick coming up,
And it's
it's a manual transmission.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's 100% not how that works. Like, we really need to get you some
Yeah,
time
yeah.
behind the wheel because you're confused about things you shouldn't be confused about.
Yeah, I was telling my son like I was having to break it down. I was like, all right, turn the lights on. He's like, how do you do that? I'm like, see the little knob? Turn it. All right. I was like, now open the door. Open the door. And it like starts dinging. I'm like, all right, that ding. Do you hear that? He's like, yeah. Like, no clue what it meant.
They haven't
you know,
paid
like,
attention in 15 years.
Because their whole life in a vehicle where ours was sit down, shut up. Unless you're reading a book, you're not doing anything. Their whole lives have been DVD players or devices.
they haven't paid attention at all.
Yeah, so they don't know like anything about anything how a car works.
It's mind blowing.
It's crazy.
My daughter the other day said, I guess I should really start paying attention to like how we get places.
Oh, I joke all the time. Like if I drop my kids off 3 miles away, they probably couldn't get home.
I've been doing,
I grew up in the country and I knew like where every back road went
yeah.
because I just sat there and stared out the front of the fucking windshield.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. If we turn right here, we get to go by that creek. Oh,
exactly.
damn, they
yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
And I've been quizzing them since they were itty bitty. I'd be like, hey, let me know when I should turn. We're going home. The same route we've done every day. I've done this quiz a million times, and they're still like, oh, I got to figure out where we are. Like, you're a block from your house.
Yeah.
What do you...
I just like that your daughter was like 1 week away from bragging that she knew how to drive stick shift.
No shit.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
She's been like, yeah, I drive stick all day.
all day.
It's easy.
I told her the easiest way to know is if there's a third pedal,
Yeah.
you're in a stick shift car then.
Yeah.
If you can't figure out that this one looks
Can you
different
imagine a lot
than
of
that
these kids? They get in a car and had 3 pedals. That would
Oh, yeah.
blow their mind. They'd be like, "What do I do?"
I thought my kids were way ahead of the curve because they've been watching stick shift driving since they were infants.
They haven't.
No, they're
Apparently,
not watching.
they-
They have
watched-
not been watching.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I remember I drove my niece around and she was like, why do you keep grabbing the shifter?
Yeah.
You're moving it all over the place. She's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Like my dad just puts it down in D and drives whenever he wants.
yeah. And she was like 15 at the time. She
Yeah.
was like, what are you up to? It's like, oh boy, this is a stick shift. And I thought she's the anomaly.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
now I've got one at this station. I'm like, nope. Turns out she hasn't paid attention once.
Yeah.
Anything that's here is a stick shift.
Yeah.
Cool. Long road ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to give a shout out to the listeners. All the listeners who reached out and told me where to get my boat worked on. That was cool.
Did that really happen?
No. So now I've been going down the road of continuing to just dial for dollars.
Nice.
Nobody wants this fucking boat.
Ugh.
I've got a beat on a guy now who hasn't picked up, so he's my best lead.
Why don't you
He hadn't told me to pound sand.
reach out to
so-
the guy you bought it from? You know.
Oh, I know where he got it because the sticker that serviced it is on there. But this is also the same place that was like replaced the entire blower motor because the guy said the blower didn't work. And they were like, yeah, we replaced the whole blower motor. We checked everything. It still doesn't work. It must be a bigger problem. And when I took it to the car stereo place, they were like, your fuse is blown. I was like, that makes sense.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
So when you buy a boat from a piano maker,
Yeah. That's basically it. It's kind of so I know a place that has ineffectively worked on the boat. So I could take it there. And he told me, I spend $1,500 every year to winterize it. I was like, okay, they're already not in my ballpark because I did all the things for the spring tune-up and it was like $200.
Is it like a really rare boat that nobody works on? Is that like, I don't know anything about boats. So
This entire concept of a boat, the jet boat, especially these little like Sea-Doo ones, Sea-Doo stopped making them in like 2008, 2009. And so now the Sea-Doo places are like, we don't work on them. Yamaha still makes fuck tons of jet boats. So likely if this had been a Yamaha,
you'd be fine, but it's not
just-
a Yamaha.
it's not. That's exactly right. They still make jet boats because they're great for wakeboarding. Really, really effective boats for that. So, because they have no propeller in the back, they're much safer.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
and now
everybody wake surfs right up.
but wake
by 'em.
surfing, as that's grown in popularity, the jet boat has found its kind of niche. But unfortunately,
Or an
Sea-Doo stopped
inboard.
making them.
A lot of them are inboards.
You could do an inboard, but the impeller is even just preferred because all of that space in the back, you could just put ballasts in now and just
Yeah.
sit deep in the water. So jet boats have found their place, but Sea-Doo stopped making them. So all the Sea-Doo places are like, oh, we don't touch that. And I'm like, it's the same fucking engine that's in every single other one. Like, work on it. No. Cool.
Good luck.
Yeah. But I just wanted to send a shout out to listeners for like nutting up.
They always come through. We
They
got
do.
the best listeners.
Every
They
single
always do.
time.
We're very fortunate.
Yeah,
We are.
And this is why we continue to do this
that's right.
That's right.
week in and week out.
For all the great interactions.
It's the interactions.
Yeah,
It's what I like.
the love.
It's what I do it for.
It ain't the pay.
Brendan and friends.
Brendan and friends.
Maybe we need to change the name.
I tried when we started, but apparently ChatGPT knows better.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Oh well. I guess we'll be back next week.
Let's
That's
let's get Bart.
Bardo fix all our problems.
He definitely will.
We need to bring Bart back.
He'll make Dave more fun.
we'll see.
Yeah, Dave, any parting wisdom for us today?
He'll wait till the last
too early.
2 seconds.
No, I'm just saying in general. You've just been so energetic today. Obviously, you can't. I know you want to talk.
Skinny Dave's less fun.
We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, the fat people always try harder.
There's so many things there. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very true, though. Fat people
Yeah.
do try harder.
His blowjob skills have really taken the dip.
And they always dress better. You know?
Have a better personality.
Yeah. Just bubbly as fuck.
Try harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave is getting a little skinnier.
Still obese. Still like 30 pounds away from only being overweight. So
You'll get there.
Yeah. You'll just be a normal embarrassment.
And extra miserable.
But no, this energy level is great. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
throw some strays, Brendan. Take your chance.
Got no choice.
Take
Yeah.
your opportunity.
Well, here's what I can tell you. We're shutting this fucker down.
That's right. It's time.
It's time. We've
That's
given
right.
them too much.
It's time.
What time are we at anyways?
An hour and 40.
Oh, really? Dang.
No, crushed it.
Dang.
If you haven't had a chance to refinance, the rates are finally coming down a little bit.
A little bit.
Might not be a bad time to do that if you got one of them big nasty rates. If you live in Georgia or Virginia, do yourself a favor, head over to screendoormortgage.com. Now, they don't just do refinances, they'll also help you get that home. So if you need a loan, reach out to Jimmy over at Screen Door Mortgage. He'd be glad to take care of you. Let him know that Inside the Pallet House sent you. If you need sunglasses, head over to nectarsunglasses.com, drop ITPH in the coupon code, and get 20% off of a dope-ass pair of polarized sunglasses. They got shapes for all kinds of heads.
Some good stuff. You
Yeah,
just
well,
missed the 420 sale, so
I'm
you
gonna
got to
need
use that.
420 sale is the best sale of the
I think they
year.
extended it. It might still be going on.
I think it just ended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did extend it for quite a while. If you got too much discretionary money, you already have sunglasses, already have a mortgage, you can just Venmo us money over at
Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
That's the spot. And if you have topics you want to send us, please do so at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com.
We will talk about them.
We will talk about it. We actually might have a guy coming on very soon who reached out to us with an offer
That
he
you can't
couldn't-
refuse.
Couldn't refuse. I'm excited about that. We're in negotiations right now.
Leave the cannoli.
What he said.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
I can't wait to see what low energy Dave brings at the end.
It's too much eye contact.
David Downer over here.
Said every woman
Womp
ever gave
womp.
Dave a blowjob.
Yeah. Both of them. But that was just counting the women.
Well, yeah, we don't count the others.
No.
He doesn't.
Right. The ones you pay for are better.
Dudes don't count.
I'm tired.
That's it.
What a letdown.